this video, we're going to learn how to create some Unity graphical interface elements and then use them with our scripts for various actions. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple user interface with 3 elements: an input field that will expect text input from the user, a text component that will render text on screen, and a button which, when clicked, will copy the text from the input field to the text component. Starting with a new project, let's put the game view window in focus so we can see where we're placing the interface elements with regards to the screen space. If we want to use Unity's UI components, we must first have a canvas game object in our scene. This contains the canvas component, which renders all child UI components to the screen. We can create one by right-clicking in the hierarchy window, looking within UI and selecting Canvas. You'll notice that Unity automatically creates an event system game object alongside the canvas. The event system is responsible for processing and handling events in Unity, but we won't need to look at it in any more detail for this tutorial. Let's create our input field. Right-click on the canvas game object in our scene, look under UI and select Input Field. This creates an input field as a child of a selected game object, which in this case was the canvas. Next, let's create the text component, which is a similar process, but this time we select Text. Next, let's do the same, but this time for the button. Now we have our 3 components, but they're overlapping each other because they've been created at the same position. Let's improve the usability of our interface by moving the input field upwards and the button downwards. Now let's bring all of these elements together by coding up a script. We can add this script to any component, so let's add a new script named copyTextScript to the canvas game object in our scene, and double-click it to open it up ready for editing. The first thing we want to do is somehow hook up our interface elements to this script so they can be accessed and manipulated. One way to do this is by creating public variables of a desired type. So let's expose a variable of type input field called userInputField, and another one of type text named userText. If we save up and switch back to the Unity editor, you can see the script now allows the assignment of these 2 variables through the interface itself. You can assign these by clicking this circle here, which allows you to browse your assets or the scene for the game object you want to hook up. Or simply drag the game object from the hierarchy box itself. Now we can do stuff with these 2 game objects at runtime with our script. Let's write a method that copies the text from the input field to the text component. This needs to be a public method and we'll name it copyText. When this method is invoked, we're going to set the value of the text in our text component equal to the text entered into our input field component. Now all we need to do is create an OnClick event on our button and configure it to invoke our copyText method when it's clicked. With the button selected, we can see the button component has an empty OnClick list in the inspector window. Click the plus button to create a new OnClick event. To hook up our method, we first drag over the game object which holds the script, and in the drop-down list, navigate to the name of our script and select the method. All that's left now is to test it. Click on the Run button and type some text into the input field. Click the button, and there we have it. Our user interface is operating as expected. That's it for this video on creating user interface elements.